About to cough up a lung. Yeah, I'm proud of them. They're doing a good job. Yeah, our first sweep. That's funny. I was like, that's a good thing. I think just meeting them for the first time right before Christmas. That's always a hard game away. Then taking care of it at home. I think that's an area of growth for us. But our second half was really. I thought wasn't that well, but I wanted to celebrate the win and not be because wins are hard to come by, and we know teams are going to make runs, but just our second half attention to detail at certain times for long periods it has to get better.
It seemed like there's some key moments in that second half. The turnovers were had a bigger impact. So, I mean, what do you think was happening? Were they just lack of paying attention, or?
Well, the first thing, so Amari Whiting, her mom's the coach. She's the coach's daughter. Know her. She has like really long arms, and she's a really good defender. So she was able to put a lot of pressure on us, and it was hard for us to get the ball to the free throw line extended. And that's what we make our guards do to have good passing angles. And it was really hard against her. Jada had turned the ball over a couple times on top. We don't usually turn the ball over in live action like we did today. So credit to her. She defended us really, really well. And we kind of knew that. So later on, it made us run things where it kind of got them, like it made them not hold the ball so long. So stuff that got rid of it. But she made us do that. I think also second half, we really lost Gib. We were going under on different screening actions against a shooter. She's too good. She's a tremendous shooter. You cannot go under on screening actions, and we continue to do that. So just the lack of discipline, I think, and our youth shows up in those stressful times because it's not one guard that does it. Sky does it, Mylene does it, Paulina does it, Lauren does it. It's just the habits and the attention to detail in moments is not good, and that's just a youth thing. But that's not a. We have to get better in those areas.
Both of these games, you guys jumped out to a big lead on them and then let them come back. And it was Gibb and both who
Yeah.
came on later.
Yeah, I think just when we have a cushion at halftime, I think the part of us getting to that next level and being a tournament team is being able to put people away and like keep the pedal to the metal when we have momentum going into halftime. But the momentum started with the mistake, the overhelp at the end of the second quarter that led to a three. So then you go into halftime, they have momentum. So those are the little things. So then you have to be really on point the first couple minutes in the second half, and then we weren't. So those are the areas we have to grow in and get better at. And then at times when we're getting stops, we couldn't score. Or we're scoring and we're not getting stops. So I think just finding that combination at times that can kind of stop the bleeding and that can give us a spark when one group isn't doing well. And I think that's been kind of the challenge. And we're still looking for that group to do that. It can go on both ends instead of like one defensive group can't score, one offensive group can't defend. So that's what I'm challenging the players with.
And it looked like you were doing a lot of substitutions, especially with Jada not putting her out there for very long at a time. Was that intentional?
Well, I was trying to because it's a tough week. It's a long week, so trying to really be conscientious of their minutes and not having Jada just come back and play like 37 minutes because she averages I think 35. So I was really intentional about that, and also with Mylene. So I wanted to keep them around 20, 23. And so I think we did a good job of that. But Sky's a little sick, so I ideally didn't want to play Sky the 33, just because we have a quick tournament. And we're gonna get pressed. We're gonna travel, get pressed from when we step off the plane in Houston this weekend. So just understanding that, and this week is long, so we didn't play anybody traditional minutes. I mean, ISIS was usually playing like 36, so got all their minutes down some, but we don't have the ability to get them down a lot more because of our personnel. But I thought Katarina did a good job of stepping up. And we talked about, it's funny, on the radio show, I talked about how she always does swoop layups. And that's like, it always has to be fancy. I'm like, Katarina, it doesn't have to be a highlight layup. It can be a 1-2 step layup or a jump stop layup. And she likes you guys saw that. So you can tell her and she'll laugh, or she might look at you crazy. But yes, she likes to do that. So working with Lauren and Katarina, just fundamentally sound layups with contact, and that's the area that they have to get better in. But Katarina is actually doing a really good job. She had some steals, and she's giving us good energy, good minutes at both positions.
Seemed like she wasn't turning the ball over,
Yeah.
doing the fouling that she had problems with earlier.
Yeah.
So in that sense, is that what she's giving you are those the things that are helping her get on the floor?
Yeah, because if she comes in and turns the ball over, it's hard. It's hard to play her. And I think an area, Mylene just got back. She does so many things that don't show up in the stat sheet, but I think just the habit of her and the freshmen, her and Lauren, like paying attention to detail, not over helping when we don't want to or we don't need to, when that's like a game plan and not losing sight of your person. Like those are little things those are freshman mistakes that they have to grow in, but they are improving. I think you saw Lauren contesting shooters a lot better, not making as many mistakes in pick and roll situations, and she's getting better. I know that her and Paulina were too afraid, but I thought they had really good looks that I liked them taking. So I thought Paulina gave us really good minutes too.
So I asked Brea about this, but she didn't have any fouls at halftime. So, yeah, what?
We need to mark this game down.
So what were you seeing that she was doing better, or maybe there was a little bit more freedom there?
Yeah, I think she was conscious about, because we talked, it was like an emphasis for 2 or 3 days straight showing her film and talking about it's unnecessary. You slapping down when, like, the guard's already beat, you slapping down and making a foul, it just takes you out of the game. So understanding, like, go make them shoot over a wall up, you're tall, make them shoot over make them make a tough shot, and that's okay, versus a foul. And then you get it, and then the second one may not be a foul, but you may get it, and then you sit. So the main thing is finding a way to keep her on the floor, and she played 27 minutes. And like, it's important to keep her on the floor for a lot of reasons. And I think for her, that next level for her is being smart like today, but being better in pick and roll situations, being better at moving your feet, not letting the guard go downhill so deep, making the guard take a pull-up jumper, which is a low percentage shot. So those are the areas she has to grow in, staying low and doing that. And I thought Isis played a really good game. I thought she was smart. I don't think either had foul trouble, so that's probably a first. And like Isis got fouled 6 times, so Isis continues to be one of our most consistent players and. 7 for 8 free throws. She's playing at a high level.
About that. Pretty much nothing else Isis could do for you guys at this point. She's playing as close to perfect basketball as you possibly could play.
Yeah.
Can you make the case for her to get dropped into the WNBA for everybody?
Yeah, I think it's just hard. I think now she's shooting a 3. I think every game she's making a 3. Yeah, she's been really good. I think it depends on the system, and I think that would be the only challenge. But I think for her, regardless of WNBA, there's more teams now, so it's probably a little bit easier. But regardless of WNBA, she can go overseas and make money. I just don't know if she has the desire to. But she also said she wasn't coming back, and she came back, and she's having her best career. And she also never thought she'd shoot 3s, and she's shooting the 3 every game. And she's like seeking them out. She's going to line to shoot at their spot. She has those spots. So I think that I can help her get a good job overseas. I mean, why not go like play and make money? And they don't understand, because when they go to the real world and they actually look at their check and they see all the taxes and Social Security and all this stuff, then they realize what working is like. So I think just enjoy it while you can. I always say play till the wheels fall off. So I will be in her ear a lot. I said to her the other day, I was like, some people said you have an extra year of eligibility because you went to a junior college. She was like, and I was like, oh, you said that last year, but she doesn't want to be like a 28-year-old senior. But I think going overseas would be good for her. You travel the world and you play basketball. You get paid to play basketball. So that's a pretty good situation, I think.
I'm not sure if we'll talk to you before Houston, so.
Okay.
What are you looking for? They've had their struggles, but they've also had the upset of Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
So
Well, they're going to press us. They're going to be aggressive defense, athletic. I think they're just like everybody's kind of banged up right now. So I think they don't have a lot of numbers. I think they were playing with like 6, 7, or 7 or 8 at one time. So, we're going to have to take care of the ball. And our turnovers today, we have to correct that. But I think teams like that are really hard to play this time of year. It's at their place. There's nothing to lose. And they're going to see upsets. I think someone will upset someone tonight. I think someone just said. But we have to go in there, be disciplined, take care of the ball, not have those turnovers at the top of the key that would lead to layups. And we have to do a way better job in transition. Our transition defense was not good today. Yeah, it's funny because earlier in the year we were sending 3 to rebound, Because I was like, oh yeah, we usually never did that. We were always excellent in transition because I didn't care about offensive rebounds as much. But like this year, we weren't rebounding, we weren't in transition, so now I'm like 3 back, and it's still bad in transition. So I don't know. Maybe I should send 4 back because it's not changing the offensive rebounds. So ideally, we need to be on point. If I'm sending 3 back, you can't give up transition. So I don't know why we're so. I think we're just not sprinting, and we don't have an understanding of where to load. We don't load up on the strong side. We like match up, and then so an area we have to get better in. So against Houston, we won't win if we're getting transition buckets and turn the ball over because that's what they do. So we have to be good. And then tomorrow's gonna be like a walkthrough, and then we travel Friday. So it's gonna be a long weekend. So it's a long week for us, but we need to win. So gotta do what you gotta do. Okay.